The Aztec Empire is long gone, but it left behind some mysterious things. One of these is an unearthed gateway to a lost world. Archaeologists were surprised to find such a secret gateway, but the question is where it goes. The most shocking thing is that the gateway was found near Templo Mayor, which is another mysterious Aztec ruin. Watch the video to learn about the gateway and a little bit of the history of the Tower of London. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started. The Templo Mayor, or Great Temple of Mexico, is a group of buildings in the ruins of the Aztec Empire's old capital, often Tenochtitlan. This historical site in the middle of Mexico City was a major place of worship for the people who lived in the Valley of Mexico in the past. The Franciscan monk Bernardino de Sahagun, one of the most important historians of Aztec history and culture, gave the temple its name. After the Spanish conquered Mexico and toppled the Aztec Empire, they built Mexico City on the ruins of Tenochtitlan. This culture's name means people of Aztlan, because, according to Aztec mythology, the god Zillo told the people of Aztlan to go on a pilgrimage and build anew. How the Aztec Templo Mayor came to be. The Templo Mayor is in Mexico City's historical downtown, which was once Tenochtitlan's center for ceremonies and politics. The Aztec Empire's capital was on Lake Texcoco Island, which was connected to different parts of the city by roads. The architecture complex was about 1,640 feet on a side and had several buildings, the most important of which was a truncated pyramid facing west with a double temple and two 180-foot-high staircases. The Aztec temple's central pyramid was built in stages, creating a multi-layered structure. The first stage was built around 1325 out of wood or clay, but there are no signs of it. The second stage, on the other hand, has a stone structure and is known to be from before 1428. 5 more layers of the last ones were built between 1520 and 1521 and can be found. The capital of the Aztec Empire was on several islands in Lake Texcoco. The large double truncated pyramid was the most important part of the whole complex. It could be seen from several kilometers away from Tenochtitlan, which at the time was in an area similar to Mexico City's historic center today. The conqueror, Hernán Cortés, took over the city in 1519 with a few hundred Spanish soldiers and a coalition of indigenous warriors from the people who had been ruled by the Aztecs. 2 years later, he finished the fall of the Aztec Empire, but Tenochtitlan was left in ruins. In 1521, Hernán Cortés and his army finished taking over the Aztec Empire. People were killed as sacrifices. People thought of Tlaloc as both a source of important rain in a harsh environment and a damage force when he sent floods, storms, and droughts. Buckley was the most important Aztec god and was worshipped as the god of the sun, gold, and rulership. The best way to gain favor with these two powerful gods was to build them a temple and make sacrifices regularly to satisfy their lust and keep the peace between gods and humans. Sacrifices were also seen as payment for the sacrifices the gods made when they made the world. These offerings could be anything from food to animals. During a normal sacrifice, the victim was stretched out on a stone while a priest with an obsidian knife ripped out their heart before decapitating and dismembering them. The body was then thrown down the pyramid steps to land at the bottom with a huge round stone on top. Stones showing the goddess were treated the same way in Aztec mythology after she led a rebellion against the great god. Finally, victims' heads were displayed on spiked racks in the pyramid space. War prisoners and children were also sacrificed because it was thought that their tears had a good connection with the raindrops that brought life to Tlaloc. Priests who carried out this carnage sometimes ate the victim's flesh, with the heart considered the marrow. In later times, drilling was done. After the Spanish conquest, the Aztecs used the pyramid as a rallying point and fought hard to protect it. A Christian cross was placed on top of it. Over time, the pyramid was built over and disappeared under 19th-century colonial buildings in downtown Mexico. It is important to remember that the site was discovered randomly in the early 20th century and then in a more organized way in the late 1970s. Fish, 2 golden eagles, a crocodile, and a jaguar skeleton, as well as prizes from earlier Mesoamerican cultures like the Olmec Mass and another from Teotihuacan, have also been found at the site. This site is still being dug up, and new finds are being made that add to the history of the best Aztec building. One discovery is about the entrance to a lost world. A strange doorway was found. After finding the remains of a major Aztec temple and a ceremonial ball court in downtown Mexico City, archaeologists later found sealed chambers at an ancient Aztec site in Mexico City that could hold rulers' tombs. A passageway and 2 sealed chambers were found beneath one of the ancient Aztec capital's largest temples, raising hopes that excavations will reveal a ruler's tomb beneath the city. Archaeologist Leonardo Lopez Lujan thinks that the sealed doors may lead to tombs. The route is an extension of a tunnel that was found in 2013 after a researcher saw signs of a continuation. Archaeologists moved a 3-ton boulder through the tunnel to see if it was still there. A few rocks away from the mouth of the cave that year, they found a big box with a hole in it. This suggests that the children were sacrificed, which was a common Aztec ritual in which young children were often the chosen victims. Finding the remains of any Aztec ruler would be a big deal in history, and what happened to society after the rulers died is still one of the Aztecs' biggest mysteries. The clues make a strong case for the tentative hopes for the tomb. Eagles with ties to the sun, and the cremation stone, Huitzilopochtli, could also be leaders who wanted to be close to the god. The Aztecs may have spread the leaders' ashes or refused to bury them. Joyce agrees that the early kings of Tenochtitlan were a special case because, unlike the Maya, they did not have a cult of ancestors and did not always get power through family lines. That's it for today. What do you think about this incredible discovery? Let us know in the comments section. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.